Your pecan cookies look wonderful. Tell me about your business. We started as a hobby, and it just grew.
It's our passion. Have a taste.
Incredible. The secret? Fresh ingredients and love.
Also, two rabbits, one hole here. Doing an interview with Braylit Easters. Pronounce it right?
Yep. Braylit home baked, and we're the Easters.
Yes.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit about your guys' business.
We run a bakery, basically a home cottage business bakery where we make cookies, brownies, bagels, scones, anything, bread, anything bakery type stuff.
Love the pecan. I definitely recommend that to anybody. If you get a chance, get the pecan stuff. It's good stuff.
We have pecan cookies, pecan rolls, stuff like that.
A little bit about you with the whole business.
So I'm Brian. I assist her wherever she needs it because I work a full-time job outside of the bakery. And then I mostly help with packaging and prepping things and just getting things done that takes too much time away from the baking for her.
And how long have you guys been doing this?
About 2.5 years. We started in October of 2023.
And what kind of got you hey, this is what I'm going to do?
I was doing the same job for 17 years and I burned out very hard on it, and I needed to do something more fun, something that was less, involved with the mental health field or drugs and alcohol in general, which is what I did. I was an office manager for a drug and alcohol office for 17 years, and it got very rough. So I decided
it wore down.
It wore me down. So I decided I needed to do something fun. So baking cooking, I've been doing it since high school. So I went back to what I really enjoy doing.
Still fun for you?
It's a ton of fun for me. I burn out when I have to do 600 Dubai cookies in 1 week. But
you mean 24 hours?
Yeah,
so
in 24 hours I did 600 Dubai
that's
cookies.
A quick turn.
Yeah, so that burned me out. So I took today off mostly. Other than this, I'm not baking anything other than a thing of cookies today. That was it.
That's what I like to do with my business. I found that I can schedule stuff on Facebook, for posts and reels, and it will just drop. I can schedule the times and everything, so I can go a whole day without doing anything with my phone.
Yeah, I take Mondays off because I need a day. Otherwise, you can't bake every single day all day. It gets super tiring. So,
right.
And I usually go from morning to night. So
and I know when you mentioned the drugs and probably hearing those stories wore you down. I've been doing corrections for 16, 17 years, and I tell you, those stories will wear you down. And
yeah,
I get you on that.
I worked with clients that came from the Department of Corrections. So yeah, they were people that wanted to do this stuff. So it was 17 years of fighting with people and fighting with the world who doesn't want to support mental health or support drugs and alcohol or any of that. And then they want to get those types of people in trouble for not doing everything exactly correctly by the book. And it's menial and tedious and everything has to be perfect in your paperwork, in your group. It was just over time. It just burns you down. It wears you out. It stops being about helping people and starts being about paperwork. And I couldn't do it anymore. I was I don't.
Cash cow.
I was my own mental health was I can't I feel bad for everybody, but I don't feel bad enough anymore. I was done. I was jaded. I was burned out. I was
sounds like you were a good person and they just wore you out.
Yeah, no, and it was, and they were great, and everybody was fine. And I loved helping people. I have my own, issues, and I got to help with them. But after a while, it was every day, all day was about mental health. So it was you couldn't even deal with your own anymore because 24/7 it was my phone was going. I never got a break. I brought work home with me.
Ooh, that's not good.
Never stopped.
Several nights of staying up.
Yeah, and I would rather bake 24 hours a day than do paperwork 24 hours a day or type reports 24 hours a day. Yeah.
You guys were truly blessed that you got away from that because.
Yeah, it got.
I'm hoping the same thing.
Yeah, one day you'll get away from it, and it's you can, and there's just people there. They can lie, they can do things to get you in trouble. You're in a place where you're not safe. Like I had people outside of our places with machetes. Like you're not a.
What?
It's
Wow.
not a. Treatment is a scary place sometimes. Like
You don't know what's going to
I've had
happen.
clients threaten me because they don't like. I couldn't tell somebody where something was in Miami.
Well, they see you as if they have a problem with authority, they immediately see you as a bad guy.
They were
Even
like,
though you're a good
"Can
person.
you tell me where this
regardless,
program
like,
is?"
You came to my house and you're trying to report to the government.
Yeah.
You're one of them.
It was more of a, do you know where this place is in Miami? No, I don't. I don't live in Miami. I'm sorry. I'm all the way in Tallahassee. They told me to die in a car crash, burn in a fire. It was horrible. I was like,
Wow.
but they were like looking for a battery class, so I get it. Like they were angry, so.
It's
And they hadn't been counseling yet, so.
well, that's the thing about mental health. You never know what somebody's dealing with or somebody's going through, and sometimes people just do quick judgments. And I really hope that eventually they start gearing up, fixing the mental health.
The mental health field needs a complete
Yeah.
and total overhaul in general, and it needs funding. Like, it needs
Because
money.
when I tell my wife, when we go out and we come home, or like we see people wandering the street, you just never know, because it's like you're not per se a target, but in the mind of somebody that's having a episode, they could think you're somebody else, and they'll break in your house, and then it becomes a problem, and then you're forced to have to defend your family. Stuff like that happens.
Yeah, and it's all mental health. That person could just be having a breakdown, and you never know what happened to them or what happened or why. And it was a lot of having to see reasons why people do the things they do, or then people that just don't care, like people that just don't care about their kids, stuff like that. For 17 years was just like, I can't, like
Yeah.
I can't anymore.
I get
So
you.
something fun like baking. I started with computers because I like that, and then I was like, that's too much. Computers is not an easy field to do at all. There's no money in it. So finally I was like, what do I enjoy doing? A friend of mine was like, can you make me cookies? And I was like, don't you think this is fun? Like making all these cookies for people? And I was like, do you think I could do this as a business? He was like, absolutely. You can do whatever you wanted to. So we did it, and now it's we've done it now for like 2 years of markets. We're hitting 2 years of markets, and it's fun. We're meeting so many people. That's the fun part.
That's how they met me.
Yeah.
Yeah, we started off online only, and
Yeah.
we did that for the first year.
Yeah, it was
or something.
intimidating to go to like
And-
markets.
Yeah, she was really scared of it. I was trying to push her into it.
So we decided to just visit them. So we would just go visit, and like the first one that really got me like to want to do them was Southwood. There was just like a kid out there and his grandma they were like doing vendors as a table. I thought it was a church table at first. He was like, pass it, I think it's just a church. I was like, I don't think it is. There's Southwood stuff written all over it. And I was like, I don't think it's
exactly
a church
how it
table. And I was like, and I walked over and I was like, yeah, I make cookies. Can I do this? She was like, absolutely. And then I was like, fine, if that person was that easy, let's ask downtown. They're amazing. Like the guy who runs that is super cool. His name's Scott Buchanan, and he is awesome. Like he's a great person. Like all of the vendor people, the lady that runs Southwood now, Amanda, she's
Sounds
doing
like you
a
guys
great
have
job.
like a community.
Yeah, basically that's what it's become. Like all the vendors that we've met, stuff like that. Like we talk to each other, we share events. They're just all really, really, really. I've like not met a single bad person in this whatsoever.
Well, we're all struggling out there. We're all trying to get by. I mean, we don't get paid extra to make somebody else a bad day.
Exactly.
You know?
No, I mean not even like people that come into your booth. We never really have. I'm sure it's gonna happen one day, but nobody's ever been like rude or like mean or been like your stuff's awful. I think I had one person that thought a brownie was supposed to be warm, and they were like, "Oh, it's cold."
But mine was in the middle of winter.
In the middle of winter,
And
they
it
were
was
like, "This brownie is cold."
30-something degrees outside, 40 degrees.
And I was devastated. He was like, "It's cold out. It's okay."
Let me warm this up for you.
Get it done.
Well, great introduction. I'm gonna start diving into some questions and really getting to know you guys. What do you think were the steps that you took to get to where you guys are right now? Like what like through growing up, through anything, what do you think helped get to you to like thinking, hey, I can do a business with baked goods?
Well, I have a business degree. That's the only thing I went to college for. I got my AA in business, and I was like, one day I want to run a business. But I had no idea what I wanted to do. In school, I did cooking. My last year of high school was all culinary. I enjoyed it, but also the hours of culinary and I was a young mom at the time, were awful. I tried like restaurants and stuff like that, and then I stepped into the world of treatment right after that, and then that's where I got stuck. So I got stuck in a place that I wasn't expecting to find a good job, but it was great for years and years, and the people I worked with were great for years and years. There was nothing wrong with it, but after a while, like doing the same thing repetitively over and over, you have to move on. So I did, and I think that with the business degree in this, and then Brian here came along, and he was basically pushed me into finding something to do that I would enjoy, but it wasn't like go find, because I left my other job without anything because I couldn't do it anymore. And I was like, and then I made the decision, which is not really normal. Usually you know what you're going to do next. But I did it.
With the great support of the spouse.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I had wonderful
I
support.
actually was the one who ultimately, at least I think, ultimately convinced her to leave where she was because it was taking a massive toll on her. I could see it. It was just getting worse and worse. And, I was like, you know what? I think it's time for you just to leave. And she did. And then we spent 5-6 months trying to figure out what to do.
Yeah. So we eventually we bought some computer stuff. We did computer stuff because we build computers. If anybody ever needed a computer built, like in our friends, we do it for them all the time. It's something we
might be talking to you guys later.
We build this.
I need something.
All of our stuff.
Video editing.
Yeah, definitely. We do that kind of stuff. We love doing that stuff, but there's no real money in that. It's just more helping people find parts and stuff like that.
The parts are so expensive.
There's no money to
getting
parts.
them from a distributor is
and then Amazon
more
just
expensive than Amazon.
Amazon
cheaper.
Amazon doesn't have to do MRP, so they don't have to do that. So
it rhymes with Amazon. I'm not going to say per se who, but I have found that they have Temu products too in disguise. Just saying.
Yeah.
From what I found. And if you guys go to these festivals, I bet you'll notice that some of these tables, they're reselling Temu products.
I have yet to see that yet because
The stuffed animals.
although there are some people, yes,
Keychains.
mostly the smaller markets where people just come in, like the bigger ones, like downtown. They vet their people very hard. I've had people message me saying, "How do I get into downtown?" They won't let me in. I'm like, but I'm not. I'm just a vendor. I don't know.
So there is like a security kind of.
There is a vetting process in general. Like they're not going to have the same types of people over and over again. Like they're not going to have 6 bakeries in a row. And eventually they gotta say, hey, or 20 jewelry vendors, 20,000 jewelry vendors. They have lots of jewelry vendors all over Tallahassee.
Yeah,
they're great. We have wonderful ones.
But if you put too many,
if you have too many in one spot of any type of vendor,
there's
bakers.
planning.
So yeah, there's planning behind the way that logistics behind the way they do.
I never knew that. I always thought was they just kind of hey.
Some of them you show up and they're like, okay, pick a spot, first come, first serve. But then vendors are like, okay, like there's a bakery here. I'm not gonna sit right next to you. Usually you're like, yeah, because you support each other as bakers as well. So like I have several bakers that I'm friends with. So we all just, we're spread out in the events so that we're not just all next to each other because that's hard to make decisions when you have 20,000 things in front of you that sound delicious. So there's very talented people in Tallahassee and Crawfordville and all those places that make really good baked goods, really good jewelry. But if you put them all in one place together, it doesn't sell as well. So yeah, they do a lot of logistics on who goes where and how many bakers I can have, how many jewelry vendors I can have, how many
It definitely would make sense. Like you can't just. I always thought, not knowing that they just okay, you sign sheets and they set up and people just set up. I didn't realize that there's more that goes into it.
And sometimes they even ask for pictures of your setup so that they can see what
how
you
to
have
fit it in.
available.
Okay.
and make sure you have a tent, make sure you have a basic table setup, stuff like that. Some of them provide that stuff for you, and they'll tell you in the paperwork, we provide tents, we provide tables, all that kind of stuff. But most people bring their own because you already know your setup. Like your setup is your store, so you have it set up. This is how you set it up every single time you go. And
I know it's a little off questions, but your setup, has it changed since you guys started? Like how you guys,
yeah.
It's
It's always evolving to become better and better.
Quick and go.
Yeah, so the first one we had a table and we were packaging while we were still there, which you're not even supposed to do because it was our first event. We had no idea. We were so underprepared. Yeah. I had stuff in a box that I threw a label on. But people bought stuff and we charged $1 for things because
we were trying to get our name out there.
That one.
Right.
And then we did a downtown and I watched other vendors and learned from them kind of what they do, like without stealing their ideas, but their tables aren't their ideas.
Right. It's
but-
not really trademark. It's
Yeah, exactly,
More
like-
okay, I can take this and make it my own.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go and be like, okay, well that bakery makes all of this stuff. I'm gonna make all of this stuff next time too. That's mean. So it's more like, but if your table setup looks really cool and helpful for people walking in and out, yeah, vendors do that all the time. Like,
Well, I mean, heaven forbid if somebody would trademark a certain style, then nobody would be able to set up.
yeah, exactly. So it's basically, yeah. So when I went to my first downtown, I was like, oh look, people put their tables like this, and they have these tablecloths and stuff like that. So we immediately just started doing different things like that, and then we found our own things, like fan for above our tent, even though we broke it a few weeks ago. But like things like that would keep us cool, just like things that
Well, realistically, it broke itself. It twisted its wires out.
it broke. But yeah, so we bring we just learned over time things to do, what other
What
people
works,
do,
what
what
doesn't
helps,
work.
what looks pretty. Like I eventually put like runners on my table just to make it look nice, because it's like a store and you want to go in a store and it looks nice, not go into a place that looks bad, especially for food.
Before you guys go, is it all about just baked goods, or do you start thinking about other things like how to market, how to get your name out
We
there?
do everything.
Yeah.
So
Do you have any help, or is it just between you two?
no, it's us
It's just
two
us.
at all times. Like
And
he
mostly
has a
her.
full-time job, so I have to
Okay.
be. I always post I reshare memes that are funny. Like there's one like I have to be a social media creator with like a girl crying and dancing at the same time, because like I don't know how to do that stuff really. I don't like I tried to. I did one
Or
video
a
of my
curvy lady,
yeah, like just like different things. Like
But
I don't know. I do
I
like.
feel like we're going in a better direction. I feel podcasting is starting to really take off.
Yeah.
People are going towards it because we're just not getting the information we want from main media.
yes.
But so in your guys' relationship, who describe who's like the worker ant, who's the brains behind the operation, who's like
Financial wise, he does everything normally. Like he handles. I mean, I still pay like the credit card bills, do like that kind of stuff. But he like has the spreadsheets and the, what money we make and how much things cost usually. And I make sure he has the receipts and stuff. He takes care of the money, like after markets, like what we make, how much markets cost. It puts that all together. I do the baking mostly.
Okay.
And the logistics of the social media in general. He's not into the social media.
I have to order most of the ingredients though, because if I let her do it, she runs out.
I've
Okay.
been trying to get better about
you're
it.
the logistics.
Yeah,
You're the
I try to get better about it. Like, I at least try to say to him, honey, I'm on the last thing, so he does it. But sometimes
But you
he's like,
guys work because it gives you the opportunity to be yourself, to be free and stress free, and then that in turn helps you out because happy mom and happy home is always good, right?
Exactly.
I won't say too much more of you guys' time 'cause I know a lot of good information. I like where this kind of went down in different directions. What is something in the news and in the world that you have had to accept but was not convinced that's what happened just recently? I know this is I'm trying to make sure I have a question for anybody I did interview with, like something that pertains to what I'm doing. So this is that question. Something that has happened in the news that they want you to believe, but you just don't really believe it. Like there's something just a little off that doesn't make any sense. What do you got?
I know you're laughing about the dog.
I'm not laughing about the dog. I'm laughing because it's political, and I hate being into political things. But
You can make up names.
just recently, just recently,
Safe space.
there was this guy who wanted a really big dancing space. So
That works.
So somebody shot at a room full of people, and now he's probably going to get a really big dancing space. That's all I got to say about that.
And speaking of that, which is the current topic, have you seen the security footage? It looks like this dude is Naruto just running through the hallway, and they just dropped him. And what makes it so weird is that he's not a random crazy. He's not a random person. Educated, went to school, is a scientist. I didn't know if you guys picked up on that. That's in the news. This guy is
A lot of scientists have been
disappearing
or ended up dead recently too.
Unalive.
The UFO things, the UFO
because
guys.
they're UFO physics and stuff.
I read that.
Now here's the thing. They're talking about America, but diving down recently, I have read it's happening in India and it's also happening in China. It's starting to become like a really weird point.
Maybe
Like,
aliens. Like aliens.
right? I mean, some people have said this is probably one of the most fascinating things that I came across was that somebody said, what if it was a time travel? Taking out these scientists so that we don't doom the planet. And I go, yeah, I mean, that was just
That sounds fun, honestly.
It's fun stories.
If there's a time machine, though, however, there's a lot of really, really interesting things they could do with that technology.
Which, I mean, we explained the, remember Fruit of the Looms? Like some people remember it as a cornucopia.
I was just thinking Bernstein Bears. Bernstein. I don't know. Bernstein.
I have a theory that I think it falls down to that big machine that breaks atoms out in Europe during the year, I think it was 2007, 2004, something like that. And it might have just like sent us on a different, because there were scientists, legit scientists saying, please don't do this. You might tear fabric in reality.
Wait, what's the one thing in Tallahassee we have that we don't get hurt?
The mag lab.
Because
The
we have
mag
the mag
lab.
lab.
I've heard of that. Everybody
So
knows
we have
about
our own conspiracy theory. We don't get nailed here by them because of the mag lab.
In Wakulla, we don't get hurricanes that are really bad in Wakulla because we have a sign that says Jesus loves Wakulla.
You've had that sign forever too, because I actually, when I first moved up here, I lived in Wakulla, and that sign has been there for 20 years now, because I've lived here for about 20 years.
Perry doesn't have that sign.
And Perry,
They might want to get that sign.
they might need a sign.
They
Yeah.
might need a sign.
They need their own conspiracy theory as to why they don't get hit by hurricanes. It could be anything. You know, ours is the mag lab, theirs is their sign.
And realistically, it's just the shape of the landmass.
Yeah, it probably is. Don't live near the beach.
What is something that you guys have accomplished in your life that no one believed that you could do? And how did it make you feel when you proved them wrong? Because I'm sure there's doubters in the beginning about like, you're going to do what? Baked goods? Probably family members, maybe friends. And then like, now it's turning out to be pretty good for you guys. So how did it feel like?
I actually didn't have any of those.
Oh, everybody was supportive.
Yeah, I actually have a group. So I had I worked, like I said, 17 years in a thing, and I cut ties with all of that side of the people. I cut all of the bad social and bad vibes out of my life before I started this business. So the people that I actually first went to, like, I want to do this, other than him, were a group of people that I spend all of my time with, known as the Kinsworth Hunters, and they immediately were like, yes, absolutely, you can do this, and we'll buy all of your, and they did. They bought thousands of dollars of cookies from me to start with, to just help us and do, like, they're amazing. They're, like, the most amazing people on the planet, honestly.
Our friends were our biggest supporters
They
for
were
the first
the-
year and a half.
Yeah, they're,
Easily.
yeah, and they still are. Like, you know, they still buy things and hang and support the business, and, you know, anytime we need reviews, you know, because they've tried the stuff, they review for us, they do everything that they possibly can to support the business.
Do the reviews,
Yeah.
spread
it out, and like
maybe you guys should start like an underwear line, like
Our-
I got the Braylit goods underwear.
our guild leader Zeroed In Hunter does his own stream. He does a streaming thing,
On
and
Twitch.
he does our stuff on there. Like, he was the first person to ever like put our stuff, like, when he was like just doing. He's like, I sent him a box of stuff. I didn't even ask him. He was like, here, I'll eat all your cookies on camera, and talk to people about your cookies, like, for no reason, just for fun, because he loves us. You
Our
know?
packaging was horrible at that time. We didn't know
Really?
what we were doing.
And then like a year later, he did it again with better stuff, like our better
with the
packaging
better
and stuff like that,
So
because we grew. So
What did your package look like in the beginning? now you got me interested.
Okay, so our first package that we sent to him was like a little white mailer and we had wrapped it in like foil or paper or like wax paper or something.
So you get like a family reunion.
Yeah, and mailed it all the way to Texas, I think.
Oh,
It was Michigan. It was
Whoa.
Michigan.
Yeah. Okay.
But it arrived just fine. They
And
liked it, but
it
now
just
our
looked
packaging
so
is
bad.
like.
Okay,
I
so
can
it's
see the
more-
butter
Yeah,
stains
now
in
we-
there too.
Now
It
we
was bad.
vacuum
That's
seal
good.
everything, individually wrap it.
Did anybody
like,
say anything about that? or-
No.
They were just cool with it?
no,
Yeah.
like our
seems like
biggest
Maybe
people
it's like
to
this
buy from us.
rustic kind of.
In the beginning, were our friends and family. So like my mom makes an order from me,
Like every 3
almost
4
a
months.
$200 order for me every 2 to 3 months. She lives far away, and that's what she does. She likes my baked goods, so she does a big order every 2 or 3 months and just supports the business that way.
Well, I mean, to be honest, I remember growing up, there used to be baked goods pretty close in the streets. You could go any city, and they have a nice little baked goods store, and you can get whatever you want. Seems to me they're just kind of dying down.
Yeah.
And when I came across you guys, dude, I was like, yes, I believe in the baked goods. It's a comfort food. It's a necessity, just for everyday living. Just a nice treat yourself to something that tastes really delicious, and you guys really make such a delicious product. Not trying to sell too much, just saying it's just really good. So,
And yeah, I enjoy making the baked goods. They're fun to make. It's fun to mess with recipes and make them taste different. And like I said, we did 600 Dubai cookies at one point, and we had to like tweak the recipe here and there. You know, it's really hard to do 600 Dubais in 24 hours. And, like,
yeah,
they're
because they got the little angel
they're
hair. I've
stuffed
seen
cookie,
that.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
and you have to like
tasty.
wrap the cookie in it.
I do partake in baked goods.
Yeah.
also,
So they're an intricate cookie basically.
Yeah.
So
I would say our most difficult.
yeah, and our most difficult to make, but you know, it's 600 cookies. They went to
Are you
some
knocking them
convention.
out now, like with
Yeah.
no problem?
And now it was like after that, I had like cookies to make for the weekend for like the Southwood event, and it was like that was really easy.
And she did this week entirely on her own.
Yeah, because
I
he
was
was
out
out
of
of town. And I actually did my first event on my own on Sunday all by myself, and that was I just kept saying, I'm just doing this by myself, and the lady at the event was like, you're doing great. I was like, thanks, because this is scary. I'm on my own.
That's how I feel about editing. Like with videos, right now, it takes me a long time to even get 30 minutes. So that's cool that you guys. It's promising to hear other people start out at a certain place and now, and that's where I hope to look in about a couple years down the road from where I started and see where I am. And with you guys, seeing where you started and where you are now, I mean, big difference, somewhat difference.
It
like
is
huge,
incredibly
huge
different.
difference.
Yes.
Yeah.
When we first started, I really didn't know what I was doing. Like I lived.
Like in your mind, you thought like, "Oh, this is easy," and
Yeah,
then you
it
start
was-
realizing there's a lot of tedious things.
Yeah, it became. He actually is really good at finding things to save me time. Like recently, we switched from Cricut to Caesar machine, a cutting machine for our stickers because it's just faster and the program works faster. But Cricut worked really well for us for years because I didn't know there were better ones out there that worked
Yeah.
faster.
Right.
And
But
you know,
Cricut is so slow with their
Yes.
software because it uses a
so slow.
cloud-based software.
Okay.
So nothing is stored locally, whereas the scissor stuff is all stored locally.
Yeah, so I can just
So
scan
we
and
could use
print
our
and go
hardware
really fast.
to make it go faster.
Yes, because it was so slow. So that the process of just making packaging, because we individually wrap a lot of our cookies, took an entire day on its own. So it was like Tuesday was packaging. Now it can be half of Tuesday because the thing is way faster.
And by packaging, she means preparing the packaging.
Yeah, like
Wow.
putting the stickers
So you
on the
guys are
packages.
literally doing. It's not
Everything.
Yeah, I
we
don't.
do
I
it.
So
don't.
do you dedicate like a day where you're like doing the packages?
Yeah,
and
that-
have them ready, but then
so-
that takes up storage space.
So
doesn't it?
Tuesday for me
Not much,
is
not much.
so Tuesday
It's
for
fine.
me is getting packaging ready, like making the stickers, making the menu for the week, making the stickers, doing the first social media post, telling people what we're going to be doing for the week. If I haven't made a monthly one, because lately I haven't been doing monthly ones because I haven't decided what week to week I'm going to do. So, but this one, like we're going to downtown every week this month, basically. So
One of the things is as long as you're having fun and as long as you're
Exactly.
taking care of your
Yeah.
personal life. That's what I've found. I would love to drop an episode every week, but with life and everything, we just do the best that we can,
yeah, you
and
have
we're
to
moving in a
spread it out.
direction. Yeah.
That's what I've been doing. I spread it out. Like I have a day of stickers, a day of making cookie dough, which goes in the fridge, and then days of yeast
Prepping.
spread. Yeah, so different days of prepping and then packaging. it still some days doesn't work out, and we're working till midnight or 2 hours before an event is coming.
Wow.
But then we can sleep after the event.
Yeah,
The whole point is like
Once
you can
it's
get
done-
to that point, and then you're done, and you don't have to
Okay.
you just put the rest of it away, and you can nap. You can take a nap and be done. But so it's not that hard in that sense, but it is tiring to get through an entire day of like making all the product and then selling the product all day afterwards, and on like 2 hours of sleep. Red Bulls are
It's
friends.
difficult.
Yes.
Red Bulls are a savior.
Gotta be careful on that.
Yeah.
It can be bad for you. Trust me, being a corrections officer, I down Red Bulls and coffee.
The only time we Red Bull is during events
Okay.
after we've had a night of like no sleep. Otherwise, we just have
And
coffee.
definitely get some detoxing. I've been chasing down the rabbit holes. You start finding out, okay, I need to take care of my health better.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Drink more water.
I'm on my last question for you guys. I've been loving the interview so far. What are your guys' future goals and plans down the road? What would you like to accomplish before you kick the bucket? And like a bucket list go, or last thing you want to do, like with business and just in general, like what do you want to accomplish?
I would say one of the things we really want to do is get big enough to get a food truck for the bakery.
Okay.
So that way we can have a mobile bakery on wheels. I don't think the brick and mortar is going to be the way to go because the overhead on that is extremely high.
Yeah.
And also, it takes up your whole life. So
Oh, yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't want to be 24 hours outside of my house in a bakery. I want a food truck so that I can just take it out of my house, or
Exactly.
do it in the food
you
truck
have a
or whatever.
place. You have a place.
Yeah, but I can
and
also
we can still have a
be
commercial
here.
kitchen, but it's a commercial kitchen
I'm
on wheels.
excited to see
So we
that.
won't be limited by cottage law at that point either.
Yeah, because with cottage law, we can't do things like cream cheese. And I try to stick very hard to cottage law just because I never know if one day cottage law inspectors are going to come out and be like, all of this is wrong and here's all the fees for it. So just
Yeah.
very strict to it. And it's safer to be under cottage law because you can't have cream cheese out in the sun. You can't have things. And you really just, when you're dealing with food, you're dealing with people's health.
Yeah.
So you have to
Right.
be mindful of
You have to be
what
mindful,
you're
get that
making
warning
and
labels.
Yeah,
Yeah,
making sure that nobody.
Allergy.
We do a
And
lot of
clean up in between
gluten-free.
things.
Yeah.
Gluten-free,
very
dairy-free has been a big thing for us. People love having that option of being able to eat a treat because they can't eat a treat because
Yeah.
this gluten messes with them, makes them sick. Some people just don't like it in general.
Yeah.
And other than taking eggs out of my stuff and sugar, those are two things I haven't figured out how to get rid of yet. And I like them personally. I try to take the gluten out and the dairy out for people who need it. And we've
It's
had
a science.
people literally come in our booth and cry because like they can have a cookie and I can have choices of cookies.
And it's not
'Cause
just
they're
for
like,
one person.
yeah, I go to
There's
a
been
bakery.
several.
They'll go to a bakery and they'll be like, there's one thing. There's all these options for people and there's this one gluten-free thing. And when I first started, I did that. I was like, one thing. And then I was like, but like they could also have, if I make, so like whatever I'm making cookies, 2 or 3 of them I'm making for their side. If I'm making a scone, they're getting one. The only thing I haven't done yet is yeast bread that way because I haven't learned how to do that
Right.
properly yet. But like that way they can come and everybody can have a treat. And especially if it's
That's
a
cool-
dietary need to be able to, you can't have those things without them being this way. If it's just a choice, whatever, you can go to wherever you want. Doesn't matter.
That's pretty
But if you
impressive.
can't have it because gluten hurts you, you can come
Right,
to us
right.
and have it
I mean-
because, and a lot of people don't know that about us. They'll come in and be like, what's your gluten options? And they'll think we're going to point to one thing and we're like, this whole rack here, plus this bread, plus these muffins.
Ah.
And they're like, excuse me, what?
Like, this much? Really?
Really?
You
Like,
should really make a sign.
that's what I'm actually going to make one for above our gluten rack because everybody's like, okay, because I write on the thing gluten-free options and they come in, so what's your gluten-free option? And I'm like, gluten-free options, like all of this.
that
So
is really
like I'm
cool.
going to put a sign just above the gluten-free rack that says gluten-free, dairy-free options here.
I was thinking about trying to make one. Haven't
Yeah.
figured out how yet. But
Yeah, so because he's
My plan.
making signs, he has a laser thing, so he likes cutting signs and stuff like that. So it'll be fun for him to figure out how to make one. But yeah, I want to make one, put it on all of our stuff.
Not to try to maybe be my sponsor one day. Timu has some really nice signs that you can quickly make with AI. But anyway, but no, I really do hope you guys keep getting bigger, and I would love to revisit you guys that day that you guys do get a food truck and like just kind of catch up with you guys.
Yeah.
I appreciate you guys letting me come to your home and interview you. I'm definitely going to promote your business, Braylit
Home baked.
Home Bake. Braylit Home Bake.
Would you like a stack of cards?
Oh yeah, I'm going to get a stack of cards. I'm definitely going to do all that and definitely grab some cookies before I leave.
Yes, yes. You
And,
have specifically for you.
And like I said, this is Two Rabbits, One Hole podcast. I have a Facebook page, Two Rabbits Down the Warren Press. Give us a check out. Catch this interview. I also have some other social medias. I'll put it on there as well. Spotify, Rumble. I like Rumble. Rumble's pretty good. It's been really quick to get all my stuff, but it's almost like Facebook style. Spotify, I found that I got to save it in a file and then go through another file to then put it on Spotify. So like, okay. But hey, we'll get there. We'll get the word out, and I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for this interview, and thank you for all my followers and everybody. And stay tuned. Thank you for your time.